Thank you, Ricardo, for joining us today. As we mentioned, we are going to be discussing the kinds of IT challenges that cities are facing in 2021. So I'd like to introduce Ricardo Falanga, who is the Director of Technology here at Forum Infotech. Ricardo, I'd like to start with a question about cities. What is the pain we solve for cities for cybersecurity?
We have a lot of areas of pain for cities, and they overlap with pains that we see in other companies too. But I think the biggest two have to do, the first one, it has to be usage of the systems, or it could be either lack of policies, violation of policies, or users making mistakes during their work that can cause data to be compromised. I think that accounts for almost half of all the cybersecurity incidents. Anytime that we talk about government data leak, um, it's usually um, it's basically information being stolen, followed from systems being compromised and other things down that drain. But it's mostly people stealing data from government agencies.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. As we work with cities, what are the benefits of managed services for a city?
Oh, there's a lot of benefits. As with any IT department, once you get to your daily tasks, you're always trying to help out users, and you're dealing with day-to-day operations. And many times, these professionals working there do not have the time to complete projects, improve things, or even sometimes they don't even have the knowledge required to handle threats at a higher level, like bigger threats. And when you partner with an MSP brings that sort of expertise. You're not only now a team of 2 to 3 people or four, you extend that capacity out to 10, 20, 30, 40 people. And every single person brings some different expertise, and it helps you to cover the tracks of your IT environment as a whole with focused expertise into each area. So that's very beneficial for cities, uh, government agencies, anything, even any company that wants to protect data, that has intellectual property, or things that they want to protect.
Excellent. What would you say is one of the best ways that we can work with the city in terms of being able to help them reduce their costs and improve their productivity?
That's a good question. Whenever we get into costs, we always talk about two types of costs, like the cost of your IT investments, and what part of your budget you give to IT, but also a cost that is not there, which is efficiency. A lot of times you have companies that invest, like anytime that they want to get something done, they might purchase a new piece of software, and then they have to integrate that piece of software into their stack. Then they have to train users. Sometimes you have users using 5 different pieces of software to accomplish one goal, and that becomes inefficient. Sometimes you have internal IT departments that looking to reducing, because they cannot complete projects. They might look into solutions to make their overall jobs easier to get to that, but they're not looking at the overall efficiency of departments inside companies or agencies. So in terms of cost, I think that in terms of investment, it doesn't change much. The more you invest, or if you keep your investments, the better it is. But I think that a company, MSP, that comes with VCIO services, being able to look into the overall workflow and see areas where the organization is lacking efficiency, you're able to bring technologies that help cover those exact problems, and bringing efficiency overall means that you're saving money in the end. IT is a tool. It's not supposed to be a burden. It's not supposed to be a problem. It's a tool to make you more efficient. And if you're failing at that, something is wrong.
Excellent. And just one last question. Many of the cities that we've worked with in the past have homegrown applications. Are there suggestions that you make when you're working with the city in regards to how we either uh, migrate them off of these homegrown applications or assessments that you can work with them on?
Absolutely. Usually we talk to department heads and we look at workflows, right? We ask, how do you do your work today? What do you use to get your work done? Run through that. And sometimes, yes, you have homegrown applications that come in because those decisions that bring up new applications in the first place, that part is not well thought of. You bring an application to solve an immediate problem, and that ends up creating another problem. When the first problem is solved, you find another one. And you keep patching a system endlessly instead of bringing more of a holistic approach where you look at the whole workflow and you try to find solutions that tackle most of the workflow without you having to constantly develop and patch applications. So yeah, that's something that we definitely do with VCIO services, helping government agencies identify where those gaps are and helping them making it more streamlined, better management, more efficient.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing some of your thoughts about how Forum Infotech can support city IT departments. We appreciate your time today. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Jason?
I am here and I am